Listening practice test, Titanic. The day of April 14, 1912 was beautiful. The sea was calm and the sky was bright and clear, but the air was chilly. The night would be clear but a moonless one. First-class passengers gathered in the dining room for divine services in which a song ending with the words, "Peril on the Sea," was sung. Harold Bride and John Phillips, the wireless room operators, were busy with receiving and transmitting telegrams from the first-class passengers. More ice warnings came in also, of which were directed to Captain Smith for his review. As the day went on, the temperature began to drop due to the growing ice field surrounding the Titanic. First-class passengers passed the day and early evening listening to the band play. Others played cards while others walked the inner decks. Second-class passengers went about talking and dancing. In the second-class dining salon, second-class passengers gathered to participate in singing religious hymns led by Reverend E.C. Carter. Third-class passengers played cards and danced. Everything seemed as perfect as the night could have possibly been. After the dinners had been served and the necessary talking about had been done, many passengers settled in for the night. Thomas Andrews opted to spend this night alone in his cabin to study plans of the Titanic to see what changes he should make. About 9 o'clock, Captain Smith headed off to bed and told Officer Lightoller, "If anything becomes doubtful, let me know at once." Titanic was now traveling at 22.5 knots. The sea was still calm, and the temperature had dropped to a chilly 31 degrees. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee stood in the crow's nest, acting as lookouts. Their binoculars, having been misplaced at Southampton, made seeing anything difficult. With the Atlantic being so calm, icebergs would prove difficult to spot. Without the water breaking at the base, icebergs were virtually invisible. More ice warnings came across the wireless room, which were ignored. About 11 o'clock, Phillips received a warning for the Californian stating that the ship was blocked by ice. Phillips signaled back for the Californian to shut up. From there, the Californian operator shut off his receiver and went to bed. The public rooms of the Titanic were in the process of being evacuated. Many had already been retired for the evening. About 11:40, Fleet became occupied by a hazy mass he saw in the near distance. He and Lee attempted to figure out what the haze was, but realized it was an iceberg when they were about to hit it. Fleet immediately sounded the crow's nest bell saying, "Iceberg, right ahead," over the telephone. Sixth Officer Melody replied, "Thank you," and hung up the phone. First Officer William Murdoch ordered the engines to be stopped, reversed, and then sent hard to port. The ship's watertight doors were immediately shut. The Titanic slowly moved in the port direction. But despite all the efforts, the starboard side hit the iceberg, causing tiny rips in the Titanic's steel. The Titanic was doomed.